Hey everyone, welcome. So in today's video, how much money do I need to move out? Now that's a really good question. Um, the amount of money you'll need to move out depends on several factors, including where you're trying to move and your lifestyle. Um, there are some fees that come with moving out, like one-time upfront expenses like security deposit or first month's rent, and you have application fees as well. And then you have the application fees, which usually range from like $30 to $100, which covers background checks and credit checks. So, depending on how old you are watching this, a lot of you maybe 16 and 19 years old. So, you shouldn't have a problem with credit, like where you already have debts or collections, like your credit's already messed up. Many of you shouldn't have that problem unless your parents or a parent did the unthinkable, because a lot of parents get into, financial situations where they use their kids' information to get credit, making it harder for when that child grows up to actually get credit on their own. So I don't know if that's the case for any of you watching this, but I like to make sure I mention that. So there's ongoing expenses you will have to pay, rent, you have utilities, you have transportation. So let's start with rent. So say you live in New York, it could cost like $2,000 a month for a one-bedroom apartment, as opposed to a smaller rural area where it's like maybe $900 to $1,300 a month. Now, utilities can range from $100 to $300 depending on, the size of the apartment. You have internet, you have cable, and that can run from about $50 to $120 a month. Now, if you have any other subscriptions like YouTube Premium or you have Netflix or Prime Video, you have to factor in these costs as well. And then you have groceries. This is a little tricky depending on when you're watching this video. Prior to COVID-19, the 2020 virus, groceries were cheaper than they are now. So where you used to could spend $200 and $250 on groceries, now you're looking at $300 to $480 a month. That doesn't include you going out to eat at fast food restaurants or anything like that. Now let's look at transportation. If you're having to pay a car note, sorry, if you're having to pay a car note, or if your car is paid off, you have gas, you have maintenance on your car, you have car insurance. Another thing I want to mention is if you're taking public transportation, because you might not have a car, you'll have to include that in as well. Now, public transportation, I think in my area, it's probably range from about like $80 to $150 a month, depending on how often you have to use public transportation. Car note could be $330 to $400 a month. Now, I don't know the market now. I think I read somewhere where the average car note is like $500 to $700, and that's for like used cars. So just take that into consideration as well. Your car insurance, gas, maintenance, all this could total about $200 to $400 a month or more. And I want to be, totally honest with those of you watching this video that are young. I hate for you to not know like what's really going on out here after you leave your parents' house, what the cost of stuff really is. So it's real out here. So let me continue. You have renter's insurance, which can range between $10 to $30 a month. And then you have miscellaneous expenses, phone bill, as I mentioned earlier, streaming services. You got your toiletries, entertainment, which can all add up to an extra $120 to $300 a month. I hate to even mention this because a lot of younger people, like myself, we never thought about this when we were young, wanting to move out of our parents' house, but an emergency fund. A lot of us don't think about that, but that's something that you need to take into consideration as well. We're just so excited to get out of our parents' house. Rightfully so. Some of you are in, toxic households, where family members just make it really bad for you and you're wanting to get out of there as soon as possible. I understand. And then there's things like if you're needing a moving truck, unless you're like moving stuff in out of the house in your car. Um, what else? You also have to furnish your apartment. You got your bed, sofa, dining room set, and other things, plates and cups that you'll have to pay for. And a lot of that goes with moving out. I really want you guys to keep this in mind, okay? Um, it's a lot, especially now. Prices of stuff, it's so much higher than before. Not even to mention that you have to have a, steady income coming in. So if you are with a staffing agency, do you think maybe you will, get hired on with the company full time? Or are you doing gig work, which is not consistent? Are you at a job that you hate? Are you going to keep showing up so that you're able to pay your rent payments? All these things you need to take into consideration. Uh, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you on the inside of my computer, and I'm actually going to show you in my state of Ohio. That's where I'm at. Some rent prices that are here. I'm going to take you inside the app, the Kroger app, so that you can see how much food costs as well, so you can get an idea of how much you will be spending. All right, so just give you an idea, because I want you to be prepared when you make that decision to leave your parents or a parent's home. Okay. Another thing I mentioned before I get into the computer, it's easier to want to move out, but it's so much harder to keep your apartment. So what I mean by that is that, say the job, you come in, they say, hey guys, today there's not any work, so they send you home. And maybe they have where you take one of your sick days to make up for that day that you lost, right? You have a you have to have a consistent flow of income coming every single month, so it's easier for you. So it's easy to move out, but it's so much harder to keep up, if that makes sense. So let's take a look into my computer here. All right, so sorry you guys, my audio went out when I was actually recording, so I have to do a voiceover, but I'm going to show you some of the rents in my area. I just did a simple Google search for my area, Ohio, the average rents. And as of November 2024, the average in Ohio was $1,300. As you see, the studio is 908, one bedroom, two bedroom, and the three bedroom here, which is $1,548 a month. Now that's a lot. That's an actual like mortgage payment there, but people are paying that monthly for rent. And then broke it down to Cincinnati, Columbus, and we have Dayton and Cleveland rents as well. Now, just check your area where you're wanting to move and look at the rates on your own and see what the average is, and actually take a look at that, because this is important so you'll understand what you'll be spending once you move out. Now, I'm taking you over here to apartments.com. And as you can see, this first one here, $625 to $999. Studio to three bedroom. I remember when studio apartments were like $330 to $400 a month. And studios are just wide open. You can see the living room, the kitchen, the bedroom, everything is just an open space. So spending that much for a place like that is crazy. The rents have gone up, but they're wanting to turn this into a renter's nation. So depending on when you're watching this, the rates will probably be very high. And keep in mind that you have to have, I think 2 or 3 times your um, income in order to qualify for these apartments anyway. And some people are needing helps from parents in order to even get into an apartment. So take that into consideration. So here I am. I'm just going through showing you in this area. Here are the different rates over here for these apartments. As you can see, take this into consideration, guys, what you'll be spending thousands of dollars each month on top of your other expenses that you'll have. So I want to make sure that you have everything ready for you when you make that decision to move out. Okay. And so now I should be taking you over to the Kroger app here in a few and show you how much you will be spending for your groceries. And we're going to type in, or I'm going to type in milk to let you see a price for how much milk costs and stuff like that. Stuff that you probably normally would be buying. And I'm using Kroger, so you can go to Walmart or any other area as well, and Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and just shop around and save. So I added that to the shopping cart. Now I am looking at soap. You want to make sure you fresh, so I'm going to go with this Dow soap here, and it's $12.57. All right. And use your Kroger Plus card if it's in your area, when you can. And next thing I'm going to do is type in bread, right? Even if you just do a simple mayonnaise and bread sandwich, or just toast your bread. So I have the Kroger's white bread here. And I'm going to pick which one. And I'm going to pick that one. All right. You see it's $1.79. Added that to cart. Now I'm going to do top ramen. This is a number one thing that a lot of us, that when we're younger, it's a go-to food, right? A cheap food that tastes good to us, and that's ramen noodles or top ramen. As you can see here, you got the chicken. You can have the beef flavor, whatever you like, and add that to the cart. 6 pack for $3.29. What else do we have here? Eggs. If you eat eggs, right, you don't need the 18 count. No, you don't. You need the 12. 12 for $2.69. Added that to cart. All right, now let's take a look at the cart and see what we got. All right, so we have milk, bread, the top ramen, the eggs. Let's see what it's looking like. Our Dow soap, $12.57. I don't think our Dow soap was included in that, I don't believe. But you'll get an idea. Like, you can come over here and see for yourself how much it will cost for you for food and stuff like that. This is very important. I know some of you are very excited and ready to go and get out of the house. But if you don't have to, if your parents aren't like forcing you out, if the environment isn't stressing you out, if it's not a harmful environment, if you can stay there, stay with your parents, or stay with a grandparent, an aunt, uncle, whoever is allowing you to stay there. What you would do is just give them a little money to show you appreciate being there. But if you don't have to move out, then don't, because it's very expensive out here, and it gets very real when you take on that responsibility of making sure that your rent and everything is paid for. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in another video.